Ben Affleck is a great actor, but he's also a great director. Let's talk about his directed movies. Hello guys, I'm Jay Mera and I'm here with another director's ranking. Uh, some days ago I did the director's ranking of my favorite director of all time, Quentin Tarantino. If you are interested, please check out that video. But I felt like I was doing more of these kind of videos, videos where I rank a filmography of a director. And seeing Ben Affleck's new movie came out, Air, great movie. Did a whole review on that. Please check out if you are interested in my review on Air. But yeah, his new movie came out, so I thought this was a good time to dive into the filmography of Ben Affleck as a director. Most of you will probably know Ben Affleck as an actor. He did a lot of movies as an actor, and he's actually a very good actor. But he's also a producer. He's also a writer. Together with Matt Damon, his friend, he wrote some movies like Good Will Hunting from 1997, very good movie. He also wrote The Last Duel from a couple of years. Not really a fan of that movie, but he's also a great director. He directed 5 movies so far, and I actually like his movies, most of them. He's actually a good director. Well, what I noticed about his movies when I did a marathon of his movies, I noticed that he's not really an action-driven director. His movies, some of them have action scenes, but they are not really action movies. He has more the dialogue guy. His movies contains a lot of dialogue. Some are dialogue heavy movies without a lot of action. Some action scenes, but not much. I think he's more the director that wants to focus on a story. He wants to tell a story. He wants to tell something, a message, something. And sometimes his movies are a bit gritty. They have a certain depressing mood, I would say. They like, especially his first 2 movies. You do not really want to watch those movies to feel happy. But that's because Ben Affleck wants to have a certain realism in his movies. For me, his movies feel real to me. He is really trying to tell stories with real people, with real storylines, with real situations that can happen. So yeah, he's a very interesting filmmaker, and I would say I love most of his movies. Like I said, he made 5 movies. One I would say is very excellent. That is a very excellent movie. I will talk about that in detail. It's my number 1, no surprise. Then he made 3 great movies and 1 that is just okay. So let's get to it. This is my ranking of all 5 Ben Affleck directed movies. This the movies he directed. This is a subjective list, these are my opinions. We do not have to agree. If you say you dislike another Ben Affleck the most, that's okay. So, let's get to my list. Someone has to go at number 5, and that is, his weakest movie. The movie I enjoyed the least, and that is the film from 2016, Live by Night. When I saw the posters, the trailers, the marketing of this movie, I was actually excited for this movie. It looked very cool, a very good gangster movie, set in the Prohibition time, the 20s, the 30s, when when alcohol was forbidden. Interesting time to make movies in. Then the movie in my country came out in January, so that was a bit concern. I did not saw it in the theaters, didn't got the chance to that, so I saw it on my television, and to be honest, I was actually not impressed by the movie. It was just okay. It's watchable. It's a watchable gangster movie, but it's nothing special. I think it's a very forgettable movie. I don't remember a lot of of cool gangster stuff happening. Don't remember much of the story anymore. What I remember is that Ben Affleck was mostly trying to be with 3 different women. So yeah, like I said, it's a watchable movie. It's certainly not bad, but in Ben Affleck his filmography, this is most certainly his weakest in my opinion. Okay, number 4. So these other 4, these are all great movies. Um, very well directed movies, and at number 4 we have actually the movie that won Best Picture at the Oscars in 2013, and that is Argo. Yeah, Argo. This was actually a recent watch for me. I never got the chance to watch it. Don't know why. Usually I always try to watch the Oscar winners as fast as I can, but for some reason I never got time for Argo. But I saw it, and it is actually a very interesting movie and maybe the most fascinating movie in his filmography. It's about the start of the Iranian Revolution. There was a siege at the American embassy. There was a hostage situation, and 6 Americans could escape and hide in the Canadian embassy. And then we have Ben Affleck, his character. Richard Harkins is his name, who works at the CIA. And he is an expert to getting people back to the States. And he comes up with this interesting plan to rescue these 6 Americans. They're gonna make a fake movie, a fake sci-fi movie called Argo, to trick the Iranians, the Iranian politicians, the security, to free these Americans and get them back home. And that's a very fascinating idea for a movie. It's based on true events. Don't know how much accurate it actually is, but for a movie it makes definitely a fascinating movie. And Ben Affleck did another great job directing this movie. He also played the character Richard Harkins very good. So yeah, I was actually very surprised by this movie. And for me, don't know what the other nominations were that year, but it was actually a good Oscar winner. So yeah, it's coming at my number 4. It's maybe a bit low, but that's just because the other 3 I'm gonna rewatch more often. That's what Argo lacks a bit, and that's rewatchability. So at number 3 we have a heist movie, maybe his most action-packed movie he did, and that is The Town from 2010. And I include the extended cut, so the cut that is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. The Town is a very excellent heist movie. A movie, if you like heist movies, this is a movie you're gonna definitely enjoy. The heists are done perfect, the action is very well done. Even though he does not a lot of action in his movies, when he does it, it's always brilliant. So very cool heists, interesting characters, especially Ben Affleck's character. Also Jeremy Renner plays fantastic in this movie. This was before he became Hawkeye in Marvel. It's a very good cast. We even have John Hamm as this FBI agent who hunts them down. And yeah, The Town is very good. It's a bit of a slow start. The first hour is a bit slow. It's more about this romance between him and one of his victims. But when the movie approaches the 3rd act and when the movie ends, every scene actually matters in this movie, even though it was slow at the beginning. So yeah, and the 3rd act was fantastic. So The Town, number 3. At number 2, we have his latest movie, and that is Air. Did a whole movie review on that. Please check that out for all the details, but I really enjoyed Air. A dialogue-heavy movie about a shoe salesman. It sounds boring, but it's actually a very entertaining movie. Great performances, well written, great monologues. Yeah, Air, great movie. But my number 1 is his most excellent movie, and it's also his first movie he did from 2007, and it is Gone Baby Gone. This is a thriller movie in which two private detectives, played by Casey Affleck, his brother, and Michelle Monaghan, I believe, investigate the kidnapping of a little girl in a like a poor neighborhood in Boston. Also, the town was set in Boston, so his first two movies were really about a neighborhood in Boston and the struggles of living there. So that's very interesting. But Gone Baby Gone is a very thriller. As soon as the movie starts, you are really investigated in these characters and the case they have. You are really invested in what has happened to the little girl that is kidnapped. So, very good movie. And Casey Affleck is one of my favorite actors ever. I really like to see him play. Whatever he did, I always liked him, and in Gone Baby Gone he plays fantastic. He's always believable. So yeah, Casey Affleck, great actor, does a fantastic job here. And but what makes this movie excellent? That is, there is some moral code, morality in this movie. It gives you certain dilemmas about good or bad. Like, characters are doing bad things for good reasons. But if they are doing it for good reasons, does that mean that bad things are good? And vice versa. Are good things bad because of someone does that? So yeah, there is some. Even if the movie ends, there is this big question about the case. What is good and what is wrong? And is doing the good thing the wrong thing, or is doing the wrong thing the good thing? Well, if you follow me. So when the movie ends, you are very fascinated by the story and by this morality, these moral questions. So and that's what makes this movie so excellent. So yeah, guys, that was my ranking of all Ben Affleck his directed movies. I hope you enjoyed my ranking. Please let me know in the comments what your favorite Ben Affleck directed movie is, or even your favorite Ben Affleck movie in which he's just an actor. Always be free to like this video, to subscribe to my channel if you're interested in more videos. And yeah, till the next time.